school 8th grade students. It's me, Mr. Bork, back on the DLD Show. That's right, it's Wednesday, 318's version. Forgive the hat, but I didn't take a shower today, and I could either shower or put a hat on for the show. You guys are getting the hat. That's how we do this whole digital learning type of thing. I just want to say a few things before we get into the lesson today. The answers are looking pretty good that we're seeing. A lot of them are really great. Just be sure, everybody make sure before you answer, read those PowerPoints, okay? That'll help you give your best response. Pay attention to how long we'd like them to be. Don't be too brief. We're going to be grading everything, okay? Keep a notebook. That's the second point. You want to be keeping a notebook, okay? Your posts are going to be graded. Next week, we're going to move towards like discussion types of things. We're going to open up discussion posts where you'll be able to comment on each other's posts, okay? But that's going to come next week. You'll have a quiz this Friday, an online quiz, so be ready for that. And when we get back to school, we will be grading the things in the notebook. So like that packet that you're doing this week that's going to help you on the quiz on Friday, that will be graded as well. I wrote down here, remind your lazy friends, because there's a couple lazy friends out there that don't think this is for real. This is for real. Grades are about to start being put in, okay? This is no snow day. This is school. So if you've got some lazy friends out there that are avoiding this, do them a favor and give them a call and be like, hey, you need to jump in there before your NTIs start to add up. All right, now, this week, good stuff this week on the DLD Show. We're going to be talking about something you probably didn't even know existed. The Georgia Pledge of Allegiance. That's right. You say the pledge every morning, but did you know there's a Georgia pledge? That's the first thing we're going to talk about. Second thing we're going to talk about is the legislative branch and like what are the qualifications to be in the legislative branch and what does the legislative branch do? The General Assembly. These are our two topics. Let's jump right in with a guest appearance from somebody that we know and love. He's reporting in from the bunker where he's getting ready for the worst. He's going to tell us about the Georgia Pledge of Allegiance. Let's tune in right now to Mr. Parr. Mr. Parr, take it away.
Oh, hey, how you doing? Hold on a second. Hey, Mr. Parr here, just prepping for the coronavirus. I want to say hi. I hope you're staying safe too. Let's talk about school here for a second. So, it's Wednesday, and we're talking about the Pledge of Allegiance. You know, every day we say the Pledge of Allegiance to start the school off, and we all know that. We don't have to go over that. But did you know that Georgia has a Pledge of Allegiance to their state flag? That's right. The Georgia flag has an allegiance that we pledge. And why do we do that? Well, because we're citizens of Georgia. In that flag, in that Pledge of Allegiance of the Georgia flag, there are three things that you might find, and you're going to look at it in the PowerPoint a little bit later. It's wisdom, justice, and moderation. What are wisdom, justice, and moderation? Well, let's take a look at the flag for a second, and let's look at the pledge. The pledge goes like this. I pledge allegiance to the Georgia flag and to the principles for which it stands. Wisdom, justice, and moderation. Wisdom, good sense, a wise attitude. Justice, being just, impartial, or fair. And moderation, observing reasonable limits. That's right. Wisdom, justice, and moderation. Can you say the pledge with me? I pledge allegiance to the Georgia flag and to the principles for which it stands. Wisdom, justice, and moderation. In just a little bit, you're going to look at the PowerPoint that goes with this, and you're going to see that the Georgia flag and the Georgia state has this pledge. Let's say it together one more time. I pledge allegiance to the Georgia flag and to the principles for which it stands: wisdom, justice, and moderation. Hey, stay safe, and hopefully we'll see each other soon. Bye for now.
Thank you, Mr. Parr. And if anything goes really wrong here, I know where to go for cover. I know where the bunker is, where the gas masks are now. So that's good. Thank you. Yeah, wisdom, justice, and moderation. Like Mr. Parr said, like you can see in that PowerPoint, your first $1 million question of the day is about wisdom, justice, and moderation. Okay, so if you could only pick one of those things to have in your government, wisdom, your government is wise, your government is just, or your government uses moderation. Which one is the most important in your opinion? Okay, $1 million question is, number one today is, which one and why? Explain, which one would you pick and why is it the most important? That's just a couple of sentences, and you can go ahead and answer that on your teacher's feed there, on their activity feed. Next week we'll probably move it to a discussion board, but go ahead and make that posting. Now that moves us into our second topic. Okay, you can open, I hope you have both those PowerPoints up. Move to the second one now on the legislative branch. Okay, so the legislative branch, just a quick recap, it's called the General Assembly in the state of Georgia. It has two parts. Okay, there's the House of Representatives. That has 180 members. And then there's the Senate. And that only has 56 members. Okay, they are elected. Okay, they are all 2-year terms. Both the Senate and the House of Representatives, if you're elected for a 2-year term. Okay, but there's no limit on the number of terms. So you could keep running and getting reelected over and over and over again, and some General Assembly members in Georgia do that. We've had some people in the Senate and the House of Representatives for 10, 20, 30 years. The qualifications, okay, what does it take to be in the House of Representatives? First of all, you only have to be 21. Shocking. 21 years old and you can be a Georgia House of Representatives member. You have to have lived in Georgia for 2 years, and you have to have lived in the district, your local district, for 1 year, and you have to be a U.S. citizen. And if you meet those requirements, 21 years old, you can start making laws for Georgia. Now in the Senate, it's 25, so you have to be a little more mature to be a Georgia senator. But the other things are the same. 2 years, you have to have lived in Georgia, 1 year in your district, and you have to be a U.S. citizen. But what they do is they make laws. Okay, they are the people, the General Assembly, the legislative branch, the Senate, the House of Representatives. They make the laws that we live under. They write new laws, they create new laws, they vote on new laws. They are the law-making body of Georgia. That is their job. And they make laws to solve problems. Okay, I'm going to play you a little clip here. This is from the news. It was talking about last year's General Assembly, the legislative branch meeting, and it talks about, just quickly, 2 of the problems that they tackled or tried to tackle last year.
Georgia's election system is one of 3 key issues the legislature will spend time on when it starts its 2019 session on Monday. House Speaker David Ralston was asked today about new legislation possibly surrounding purging voters from the rolls.
Someone asked me yesterday if I thought we needed a sort of a major reform of our election laws here in Georgia, and I don't think we do.
He did say we need to update election technology. Another key issue Speaker Ralston expected Georgia lawmakers to address is mental health.
And mental health is a priority this session. I think we have to recognize that we have not given that issue sufficient attention.
So that's what they do. They look at problems, and then they make laws to fix them. And it's a complicated process. We're going to learn more. We're going to learn more about that. We're going to talk about political parties later. Okay, we're going to talk about tomorrow how a bill becomes a law, that process. It's really interesting. Here's your $1 million question, the second one of the day. So you just learned that you can be 21 years old and be a lawmaker in Georgia in the House of Representatives, 25 in the Senate. So $1 million question number 2 is this appropriate? Is the age appropriate? What about you only have to live here for 2 years or in your district for 1 year? Is that appropriate? Should it be maybe longer that you have to live here? Should you have to be older? Should you be younger? Could 18 do it? I don't know. Give your opinion. This is something where you can share your opinion, and it would be at least a few sentences to explain yourself. Could be a short paragraph, but that's $1 million question number 2, and you want to answer that on your teacher's feed. We have loved seeing what you've been posting. We really look forward to staying in contact with you every day through this digital learning. Until tomorrow, get to work now and do the next section, that pledge section in the government packet. Okay, just every time we have a show and some PowerPoints this week, just do that next part of the government packet. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Stay strong. I'll catch you on the intraweb.